Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
And I'm live. Okay, there we go. I have the YouTube chat on. Hold on. Let me mute myself. What's going on right now? MAW in the building, man. Food planning things. Antonio Sanchez Jesusem. How is it going? I just wanted to come on here and I say, nobody told me this, but I'm very surprised no one told me this. I am. I'm a little disappointed with some of my subs. A lot of times you guys keep it real. And I thought about this myself, actually. I was actually at work today. There was some downtime, and I was like, I was a little bit of a downer, rightfully so, by the way, right? On Friday when I did the video about Shakur, right? And I made this comment about I made this comment about Emanuel, and I said, "Oh, we'll talk about him later," but and I left him as an afterthought, and I made a whole show with his rant about Shakur and Shakur this, Shakur that. Why, why is he so boring? Why was he holding? Why was his opponent, De Los Santos not doing enough? He wasn't doing enough. They both weren't doing enough. They broke records, this, that, and the third, and I get it, right? It was just a very negative feeling, a very negative show, a very negative. I even brought some people on. It was just negative, and I put that negative energy out there. And now I don't take back anything I said, and I stand by what I said. However, my bad, because Emanuel Navarrete, right, and Conceicao put on a great fight, right? They stole the show. And I kind of feel like the afterthought should have been Shakur and De Los Santos. It should have been mentioned. But the conversation should have been Emanuel Navarrete against Robson Conceicao and the amazing fight they put on. Shout out to Mom Food Planning Things. Shout out to MAW. Shout out to Nando Llamas. El Pinche. Shout out to Anthony Sanchez, Jesusem. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody and all the good stuff. I want to go ahead and get this started. Look, first of all, I did not. I expected Robson to be a threat. I did say that. I thought he was dangerous. I predicted like an 8-4 type competitive fight, but where I felt the second half of the fight, Navarrete would take over. Like the first 4 rounds didn't look a lot like I thought they would, but I thought Navarrete would take over, and maybe that would have had. I heard his hand got injured. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I don't want to put too much stock into it, but I felt like, like it just is what it is. Either way, the fight didn't go how I expected. The fight didn't quite go like I expected at all. You know what I mean? Shout out to Karma Serene, Chicano Prophet, El Pinche, MAW. How's it going? MAW, I'm actually going to go to sleep in a little bit after this, right? And I'm going to try to get up for Lyndon's show. For those that are not familiar with Lyndon, boxing deep dive. You know, I'm gonna try to be up for that show. But those not familiar with him, he's over there in Australia, so he's on like for us, it's very early in the morning, like 2 in the morning for me. I think it's 1 in the morning now because of the time change. But it's this is a guy who was a amateur boxer. He participated in Atlanta, all right, in the Olympic Games. So former boxer. He promoted, right? He was a promoter out in Australia. So he has a lot of knowledge of the sport as a participant of the sport, as well as somebody who promoted in the sport and did shows over there in Australia. So check him out, right? So I'm going to try to be up. I'm going to have to put an alarm or something because now, like, I've gotten used to my morning shift, so I keep falling asleep. But anyway, let's talk about Emanuel Navarrete. All right. Um, Emanuel Navarrete, to me, it's just my opinion. All right, to me, is a gem. Um, to the it's just a gem to the boxing to boxing. Okay. Um, Emanuel Navarrete is a somebody we should be grateful for to have. And let's add Robson Conceicao to that. I think Robson learned a lot from his fight with Valdez last year. Was it last year? Was it over a year ago? I don't remember actually. Was that fight in 2023 or 2022? Somebody fact check that for me real quick. But I felt he gave away, especially the second half, a lot of rounds to Valdez. He could have won that fight if he wasn't moving too much around the ring. Some still scored it for him, but I thought he could have solidified that win. But he didn't do it, right? Like he left it up in the air. But this time, I think he learned from that fight. And you saw him press the action, stay in the pocket longer. He was nowhere near as negative as I thought he would be. He took it to Navarrete, and it was first a lot of the time, and he counterpunched. He exchanged at times. He showed his hands in a pop to get the the respect of Navarrete. Caught his attention several times, and I couldn't be more happy for him personally. You know what I mean? Like he came out there and people, I want to make sure people understand. Most people had Robson Conceicao winning that fight despite getting knocked down twice, and one of those times to the body. And hurt hand or not, nonetheless, he took it to him. Nonetheless, he brought it to him. And you have to respect that, right? He gave us a level of drama in that fight, added to the drama. He didn't come to lay down. He came to win, and he took it to Navarrete. And I feel like, shout out to Real Boxing in the building. How's it going? Make sure you guys hit the like button, by the way. You know what I mean? If you don't mind, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I want to make sure like you grasp this. In the 11th round, you know what I mean? In the 11th round, Navarrete was putting it on Conceicao. He was lighting him up. He was hitting him with some big shots. Conceicao took him. Go watch the ending of that round. If you remember, you remember. Conceicao didn't look that good walking back to the ring. He looked out of sorts a little off balance, right? I even thought to myself, man, they probably shouldn't take this guy out. You probably shouldn't make this guy like do not put this guy back out here. You know what I mean? Don't put him out there around 12. He's gonna take a beating by Navarrete. But to put him back out, right? And I don't know what Conceicao, what his thought process was when he walked out. I don't know what his thought process was walking out to the ring or whatever, but to me, it's kind of like I think it was a combination of two things, but like I don't know how hurt Navarrete's hand was, but just keep it real. Conceicao went out there, just let his hands go. He didn't look. His balance wasn't there. It just there was no power in his shots. You could tell he was tired. He was exhausted. He was hurt. The only thing that was carrying him in that round was his heart, his desire, right? Things that get often said, maybe said too much, but it can't be said enough about Conceicao in that 12th round. And he was landing shot after shot, and they weren't doing any damage to Navarrete, but they're landing. And somewhere in the middle of the round, like Navarrete started lighting him back. But when you look at the round, most people gave that round to Conceicao. Even though there was no real mustard behind the shots, he was just kind of he was just doing what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like it's I can't say enough how I don't think any of those shots hurt Navarrete. But it was enough to win on most like to win the 12th on most fan scorecards, most media scorecards, and all three judges. All three judges gave Conceicao the 12th. All three of them. Because of that round, because he won that out of just pure heart. And he could, and I'm there now. But you're letting them hit you too. They're going to give him this round, bro. Come on, right? And like Conceicao just wanted it more in the 12th. I'm not saying Navarrete didn't want it. I think Navarrete maybe thought I got the win. I knocked him down twice. I think I did enough to win. And he landed some big shots and maybe thought, okay, that's good enough. Conceicao, all he had was his heart. Like he's like, I want this year. This is my third shot at the title. I need to win this round. Right? And he just, like, that's all he did was throw. When Navarrete threw, he hit him. For pure heart, he wins the 12th and final round on all three scorecards. And it flipped it from a loss. It would have been a majority. It would have been a unanimous decision loss. But instead, he turned it into a majority draw. He lost it on one card, but two judges scored it a draw. Conceicao did that with what he did in the 12th. And he's going to earn himself yet another shot at the title, maybe a rematch with Navarrete, maybe a shot against somebody else, but he's going to get it. And because of the performance he put on, I want to see Conceicao again. I can appreciate a fighter that comes out and shows not just skill, but that will and that heart and that just that will, that passion, that hunger to win. You have to appreciate that. He was willing to go out on his shield if necessary to try to win that fight in the 12th. Because he was there to get knocked out. Navarrete just didn't have quite enough sting anymore on those shots to take him out because he hit him with some big shots. So it is what a shout out to Los Tres Chingones. I don't know if they were live on. I know they're usually on Fridays. It's not Friday. Wow, it's Sunday. But they're on Fridays and during the week. Check them out. Subscribe to the channel. They are endorsed 100% by D-Style Boxing. Make sure you subscribe to Los Chingones. Los Tres Chingones. All right, there you go. Let me check if are there wrench? I'm going to wrench Los Tres Chingones. You guys are wrenched. You guys could share the link to your channel on my channel whenever you want. Just FYI. Right? You can put it whenever you want. Look, I cannot for the life of me tell you guys how amazing that was. And I understand, and you guys are talking about Shakur. I shredded Shakur on Friday. I want to focus on this fight. Nando just made a great comment about Mexican fighters never getting credit for their defense, and that a lot of this stuff is due to stereotypes. Okay, we will talk about Mexican fighters. They talk about their grit. They come forward. They never stop throwing punches. They're always in wars. They show all this heart. Like, defense is not one of the things that they put up there. There's some good and bad about that, obviously, because hey, Mexican fighters are exciting. They have heart. We want to watch them. They sell tickets. Mexican American fans are carrying the sport of boxing here in the U.S. anyway. Make no mistake about it. But I get it. You know what I mean? But there's also some negative with that stereotype. And a lot of that is they don't have defensive skills. They don't know how to use defense. They get hit too much. But I don't know. Like all you got to do is look at the stats. Like, they don't get hit as, like, I don't know. Like the blocking punches with the guard, catching, shooting. Like, it's just not appreciated by fight fans. Parrying shots, it's not appreciated as much. And like, it is what it is. I'm not sure like what could be done to flip that stereotype, but I agree with you. Navarrete does do some things in there, very unorthodox, but a lot of things where he makes guys, miss, makes guys miss punches, block shots, you name it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just call it for what it is, guys. I cannot say enough, I just can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciated that fight. And it's unfortunate that it wasn't the main event. It should have been the main event. And it's almost like they put that fight there, right? That's kind of like Caballero and Conceicao. They were kind of put there as like for security reasons. You know what I mean? In case this main event don't pan out, and we gave you this, right? But what a fight that was. What heart by Conceicao. What grit by Conceicao. What I mean, I can appreciate that. And I never thought I'd say this, but I want to see Conceicao fight again. If he's going to keep fighting like that, he's going to beat a lot of guys like that. He will. He would have beat Valdez if he stepped on the gas more. He would have won that fight. You know what I mean? But he got a little too negative in that fight, and it cost him. Right? This fight, it would not have been a draw if he would have got a negative. It just wouldn't have. Right? He would have won maybe 3-4 rounds as I expected, and that's it. You know what I mean? But now, Los Tres Chingones, I don't know which one of you guys it is there in the account, but I'm not disagreeing with the damage that he took at all. I'm not disagreeing with that. But he's not going to take damage like that from other fighters, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably true if they're saying, hey, fight Navarrete again. You know what I mean? But if he fights other guys, he's not going to take punishment like that. He's going to beat a lot of guys if he fights like that. I feel that way, right? Yeah, he was in the amateurs a long time, but at the end of the day, like, those are 3-rounders, headgear, bigger gloves, different style of fighting where it's not as much punishment. He has a few fights in the pros. I think we got Conceicao solid for another 3-4 years, I think. But we'll see. But if he would have fought negative and ran around the ring and tried to win Shakur Stevenson style, he would have lost that fight. He's not good enough to be Navarrete doing that, right? That's Cholo. Shout out to Cholo. And he wouldn't have won, and nobody would want to see him again. You know what I mean? And it would have just made fans even more pissed off. He would have been added to everything, right? Because the fight before that and the main event, were trash. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, this fight was sandwiched in between two trash fights. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I have a fight I want to see. And if Conceicao gets a rematch with Navarrete, cool. I'd rather Navarrete move up to fight Shakur or do a unification or something. But what I would do, like, this is what I would do, honestly. If I was top rank, like, and I think people will get behind it. I really do. Imagine, hear me out. Hoet has had 3 cracks at the belt. He tried to fight Shakur, no cigar. Right? Navarrete, no cigar. Right? Venado, close, but no cigar. I thought he wanted to fight, but they gave it to Venado. Could have gone either way. It is what it is. Right? Conceicao, Valdez, Shakur, right? Unfortunately, the Valdez fight, close but no cigar. Didn't give it to him. Could have gone either way. Shakur fight, I scored it 8-4, but like it was 8 solid clear rounds that Shakur won. But people forget, like, Shakur didn't even bother making weight for that fight. Shakur was heavy for that fight. I mean, that not bothering to make weight is a form of cheating. And we're gonna get on guys who are using diuretics to make weight. We should get on guys who don't even bother making weight because you're getting the same advantage on fight night. But and then of course you find Navarrete close but no cigar. Just imagine if there's a vacant belt at 130. Now Hood would have to move up, right? For a vacant belt, one corner, Robson Conceicao. The other corner, Joet Gonzalez. Fighting for a vacant world title. Hear me out. Who's going to win it on their 4th attempt? Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about, just think about that. Wouldn't that be something? Just an idea to put out there. You know what I mean? Just an idea to put out there. Or either one of them against O'Shaquie Foster. I would rather see Navarrete versus O'Shaquie Foster in a unification. And the way O'Shaquie looked against Rocky, let's do it. Like, I think that's a great fight. Okay? That's what I would like to see, personally. All right? Put that out there. So, it's an idea. It's going to put that out there. You know what I mean? Just for everybody to think about. Just ponder that one. Like, ponder it. Think about it. You know, maybe not. You know, just think about it. Give it a thought. Give it a thought. So, man, Shakur's a waste of time. Fuck that. Duck Talk is dead. Says Nando. Damn. Now, Shakur finally owned up to it, by the way. He said, hey, the criticism's fair. I talk a lot of shit, so hey, it's fair game. He came out and said that, so props to him for at least acknowledging that. I think somebody talked to him, I think. You know what I mean? And there you go. Somebody told me that Floyd Mayweather was walking out of the arena before the fight ended. Is that true? Man, Floyd Mayweather walked out on a Shakur fight? If Floyd Mayweather's walking out of your fight, goddamn, bro. Right? If they showed up to support you? Man. Now, they're going to tread carefully with them or feed them to Navarrete. It's one or the other, right? I think O'Shaquie could win the Valdez fight. That's a good fight. Valdez O'Shaquie Foster is a really good fight. Another thing Top Rank could do is I think Lomachenko's probably going to fight Kambosos for what it's worth for a vacant belt, but I've been wanting Lomachenko to go back down to 130. He could fight O'Shaquie Foster, Navarrete. There's a potential Valdez fight. Become unified champion. Maybe try to go for an dispute at 130, but I don't know if they'll do it. They're probably going to try to 135 again, but whatever. All right. What a division 130 has become, just like crazy right now. I want to see all these guys mix it up. I think Navarrete is the best one of the bunch, but man, I want to see them all mix it up before Navarrete moves up, right? Now, is it just me though? Like I'm not saying the guy's got to be chiseled or whatever, but I mean, I'm hearing that Navarrete is eating Twinkies and when they're doing like a few days before the fight. I don't know, man. Like, what are we doing here? The body looks a little soft. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? He looked in better shape against Valdez, but against Liam Wilson didn't look in the best shape. I don't know, man. Like that's gonna catch up to him. He's still young, but that's just gonna catch up to you, bro. Like I'm just saying. Shout out to the boxing kangaroo. Anyways, guys, I don't want to spend too much time on here. I just wanted to kind of give props to Emanuel Navarrete and that's it, really. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody that tuned in. If you're just coming in, hey, I appreciate you guys being here anyway. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, but I really don't have anything else to say, guys. You know what I mean? A shout out to who's that? Box Kangaroo or Penda Gates. Nava didn't have a full training camp. Well, look, man, this whole perhaps he's got the talent. Like this happens with a lot of guys in a lot of sports, actually, but like in boxing, sometimes guys are so talented, right? That they're able, even just being in not the best shape, just enough shape, could pull out victories, right? Like out of their ass. But I want to see, like, just get in better shape, bro. You know what I mean? Or don't eat Twinkies a few days before the fight. Eat the Twinkies after the fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? MAW5 for the live. That's 5 Australian. Much appreciated, brother. Appreciation fund. Subscribe, share, and smash that like button, folks. Can we have that Navarrete song? Of course. I mean, you give a super chat. Of course, you get the Navarrete song. You know what I mean? Feliz Navarrete. Feliz Navarrete. Feliz Navarrete. Prospero año y felicidad. You know, you only get Navidad, Feliz Navidad once a year. But Feliz Navarrete, you get that. That is 365. It's Feliz Navarrete all the time. You know what I mean? Like all the time. Feliz Navarrete to you, to your loved ones, to everyone you care about. Okay? And I definitely appreciate, because you know me.
I'm a hard-working man. I wear a
Okay, but put it in those 60 hours a week, baby. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. But Feliz Navarrete to you, to all your loved ones, and I know I was going to say something else, but I keep losing my. I'm gonna, like always, I'm gonna finish the live, and then I'm gonna remember what I'd say anyway. We're gonna do an evening show tomorrow. That's HCPX with me and Calix. That's going to be tomorrow on Calix Boxing. Just go to his channel, hit the bell, and stay tuned, because I'm going to be live with him, and it should be a fun show. Okay. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube and on Twitter, by the way. And that is all. Follow me on my Twitter at D-Style Boxing. Find me on TikTok at D-Style Boxing, and also on Instagram, D-Style_boxing. Okay, make sure you follow me on all those. All right, and all that good stuff. I appreciate all you guys, man. I'll play it one more time, and I'm out of here. Feliz Navarrete to you and all your love. Feliz Navarrete. Feliz Navarrete. Feliz Have a rip.
Próspero año y felicidad.
Saying it's all Crawford's fault, basically. That's what I said. It's not Spencer's fault. Oh, man. Look, how can I say this? Oh, definitely Al Heyman is behind it all, and the reason why a lot of these fights don't happen. You're right. You know, it's crazy. They don't think that's the case.
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
That's not the way to do it. Who's that? But you hit it straight, huh? Step into it.
Apollo?
Right. I waited at your house for about an hour and your wife said you might be here.
What are you doing here?
Business. Listen. It's quiet, isn't it? When you're retired, it's too quiet. I mean, we're too young to retire anyway. We held the greatest title in the whole world, babe. Maybe we could win it back together. Eye of the tiger, man.
With his trainer, Eddie Reynoso, wearing black with white, also weighing in at 167.6 pounds. In his professional career, 54 victories, including 36 big wins by knockout, only one defeat with 2 draws, and he's undefeated for 6 years, and considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best in the world. He's the former 2-time light middleweight world champion, former middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the reigning, defending super middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, representando al gran campeón,